things happening around the county today for 9/11, of course, and we do have weather that's going to really be cooperating for it. So I'll show you that coming up. It's going to be a lot cooler today. You might have noticed it already if you have stepped outside. If you haven't stepped outside, we're in the 60s. Cooler temperatures inland, mid 60s, upper 60s right along the coast. Outside of that, we also have an air quality alert. We've been talking about so many fires up to our north around the Los Angeles area. This is still going on today. I'll show you where the fires are coming up. But because of the smoke, we have an air quality alert for the inland valleys, the foothills, and the mountains for today into tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about this and your afternoon forecast coming up. Well, going on, but at least our weather is cooling down, which is better for fires at this point, but we're still dry. So today, yes, we are going to be cooler. Finally, temperatures are dropping, and they're going to stay like this for a while. For today, if you compare it to our normal high for this time of the year, we're going to be around 5 to 10 degrees cooler, a lot cooler than yesterday. But yes, our air quality is not so great for most of the county because of wildfire smoke. This is mostly inland, and then this weekend it looks really good. We're going to stay unseasonably cool, and then we could have a slight rain chance come Monday. So I'll show you more on that coming up in just a bit. So here's a look at the map. We're looking at Southern California. The gray is showing you air quality alerts. We have poor air quality through much of Southern California. Here's a look at the wildfires right now. So we have the Bridge Fire. That one's the closest to Los Angeles. We have the Line Fire. That one's near Big Bear. And then we have the Airport Fire. That one's closer to Lake Elsinore. So these are three big fires going on currently, which are contributing to our poor air quality. So because of that smoke kind of traveling through parts of our county, higher up in the atmosphere, we have particle pollution due to that wildfire smoke for today. So if you're inland and in the foothills or mountains, you really don't want to be doing anything like exercising outside for a long period of time or having the windows open, especially if you smell that smoke out there. So for those sensitive individuals, respiratory issues, asthma, the elderly, you really want to take a lot of precautions there. For the inland valleys this morning, we're going to be in the mid to upper 60s for a while, very cool. And then by noon, look at that, 78 degrees inland by noon, only around 80 for a high. This is going to be fantastic weather today. By 7 p.m., low 70s. At the coast, low 70s for a high. Coming up because we do have another adoptable. Clear the Shelters, our big event, was a success. It was really great. But, of course, every day is Clear the Shelters here at NBC7. So I'll show you that dog coming up. This morning, though, we have some really comfortable temperatures outside. We're mostly in the mid to upper 60s, so it's going to feel really nice when you walk out. It's not going to be nearly as hot today. Finally, you'll notice that cool down. 68 degrees right now, Chula Vista. El Cajon's at 69. We have poor air quality here locally because of wildfires up to our north. That's going to be for the inland valleys, foothills, and mountains with that particle pollution because of that wildfire smoke. So you really don't want to be outside for long periods of time if you're inland. So here's a look at the smoke path. There's the fires up to our north. The smoke path is really going to stay mostly heading inland and a little bit farther south at times. And for a while, we're going to have a pretty gusty onshore wind in the mountains. So we'll be watching that very closely. Beaches today will be in the low 70s. Quite a change here. We do have clouds this morning. We'll see gradual clearing. And for the inland valleys, look at that temperature. Only around 80 degrees, some areas inland in the low 80s. Mountains will be in the 70s, deserts around 100. And then as we head through the rest of the week into the weekend, look at this forecast. It looks gorgeous. Mid 70s for the coast all the way into the week. So far this morning for the coast, though, maybe some very thin clouds. Look at these temperatures, though. We're in the mid 60s inland, upper 60s at the coast. We're off to a cooler start. Fallbrook is at 59 degrees right now, and it'll be cooler through the afternoon. Look at the inland valleys for today. Becoming sunny with high temperatures only around 80 degrees. So it's going to be a much cooler afternoon for areas inland, even along the coast. And yes, we are looking at an air quality alert for the inland locations for today because of all those wildfires way up to our north. I'll talk more about that and your weekend forecast coming up.
Sheena, thank you. And now let's talk about this. Three major
head through the day today. For today, though, aside from that, and I'll talk about that coming up, it is going to be a lot cooler. So if you've been wondering about when is the heat going to end today, you will definitely notice it's going to be really nice today. But we have that wildfire smoke that's going to be moving into parts of the county, higher up in the atmosphere. But it's really the pollution from the smoke that we're going to be most concerned about. This weekend, though, we'll stay unseasonably cool. Your weekend ahead looks really good. So poor air quality through much of Southern California. That's where you see the gray on the map. Here's a look at where the fires are. that are causing this for us. So we have the airport fire that's near Lake Elsinore. We have the line fire that's near Big Bear. And then we have the bridge fire that's the closest one to Los Angeles. And all the smoke from that heading into parts of our county. So we have an air quality alert inland due to that smoke. It's for the entire day today and even into early tomorrow. So you really don't want to be doing anything outside for long periods of time, like going for a jog or having the windows open, especially if you smell that smoke. By the way, here's your dog walking forecast as part of our Clear the Shelters, which is every day. This is Slushy at Rancho Coastal Humane Society looking for a home. Slushy's kind of a big dog, so if you'd like to adopt this guy, I think he's a Great Pyrenees mix. He's at Rancho Coastal, so you can just head there. Hopefully someone will give him a loving home. Here's the temperatures this afternoon. After a cool start this morning, we're in the 60s mostly, very comfortable. We'll be gradually clearing at the coast with highs in the mid-70s. For the inland valleys, we'll be around 80 degrees or even the low 80s. So really nice afternoon. Also, if you're heading to this, the 23rd anniversary memorial of 9/11, this is on top of the USS Midway Museum. This starts at 2:30. This will be, weather today is really going to be cooperating for this. It's going to be pretty nice out for it. If you're heading there, hopefully temperatures will be in the mid 70s to low 70s, but lots of sunshine. At the coast, as we head through the rest of this week and into the weekend, temperatures will be in about the mid 70s. They're right now. If they were back in town, we'll have to see when they get. Do you know, Steve, when they're back in town, or Marianne? Oh, they're back in. Oh, nice weather Monday if you want to go watch the Padres. So, yeah, it's going to be unseasonably cool around here. We actually may have a slight rain chance Monday, so I'll show you that in just a minute. Upper 60s right now at the coast, mid 60s for the inland valleys. We're at 58 in Ramona, so it is cooler. We also are going to be dealing with poor air quality today because of fires up to our north. So locally, inland valleys, foothills, mountains, air quality alert today into early tomorrow because of that pollution due to wildfire smoke. So if you have asthma or respiratory issues, you want to be aware of this as we head throughout the day today. Maybe don't do anything for long periods of time outside. Inland valleys for your Wednesday, your hump day forecast here. We're only going to be around 80 for a high today. Unseasonably cool across the entire county. It's going to feel so much nicer. We're finally out of the heat. Mid 70s at the coast. Around the upper 70s for the mountains, deserts near 105. Let's look at future weather. So as we head through this weekend, we're going to be dry and cool. Early next week, though, we could have a small shower chance, and we could even see some snow really high up in the parts of the Sierra Nevada. So this is a colder weather system. So I'm going to put a chance in for Monday. It's really just going to be a very small chance. And then look at the forecast as we head through the rest of the week. Wildfires up to our north right now, and that smoke is going to cause some issues for part of the county today. We'll talk about the temperatures first, though. It's cool outside, upper 60s near the coast to mid 60s inland. So a nice, comfortable start. Finally, today's going to be so much cooler in the afternoon. I think you're really going to like it. This is the air quality alert that we're talking about, though. Inland valleys, foothills, mountains. This is from that wildfire smoke that's way to our north. So this could be causing some issues today. We'll talk more about this coming up. Let's check in with Brooke. Good morning. Weather will be really nice for that as well. We're finally going to be cooler today, about 5 to 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. So cooler than yesterday. Today is going to feel really nice. You will definitely notice that change. Then we're also talking about air quality. We have a lot of wildfires up to our north. I'll show you where in just a minute, but the smoke from this is causing us to have poor air quality, mostly inland. As we head into the weekend, though, your weekend ahead looks really good. Unseasonably cool across the weekend and cooler next week. So here's the poor air quality shown by the gray, much of Southern California here. And then here's a look at the fires. They're all up to our north, but the smoke is moving into our county, parts of our county. The airport fire, that one's close to Lake Elsinore. The line fire, that's the big one right near Big Bear. And then we have the bridge fire. That one's closer to Los Angeles. So these are all very big fires. The smoke from it will be impacting part of our county, mostly inland valleys, foothills, and mountains as we head through the day today. So there's a chance that we can have enough particle pollution up in the atmosphere to maybe cause some issues for those sensitive individuals, those with respiratory issues like asthma or even the elderly. So we'll be watching that throughout the day today and, of course, tomorrow as well. For the coast, we do have some clouds around this morning, but temperatures are comfortable, upper 60s. Clouds will gradually clear. We'll be seeing sunny skies at the coast through the afternoon with highs around the mid 70s for coastal communities, so cooler than yesterday. Once the sun goes down, we're going to be in the 60s. For the beaches, we'll be in the low 70s, so not as warm. Inland valleys, low 80s, much cooler today. Mountains will be in the 70s, deserts near 100. Here's a look at the inland valleys as we head through the next 4 days. We're going to stay around 80 degrees all the way into the week. Forecast coming up, but our weather pattern is drastically shifting starting with today. So you'll really notice the change today. Right now, we do have clouds near the coast and downtown. We're at 68 degrees, 66 Oceanside, 66 Carlsbad. If you're in El Cajon, you're at 70, 59 in Ramona. So it's cooler. It's going to stay cooler through the afternoon. One thing we've also been watching, we've been talking about all the fires to our north. That's causing poor air quality here through Southern California, locally for our county. This includes our inland valleys, foothills, and mountains. So we do have an air quality alert today through early tomorrow morning. We'll see if this gets extended through tomorrow. But it's because of that particle pollution and the wildfire smoke higher up in the atmosphere that could be causing some issues for those with respiratory issues like asthma, maybe even the elderly. So here's a look at the wildfire smoke path. Again, the wildfires are up to our north, right where you kind of see that more condensed area. Over the next couple days, the smoke is mostly going to head east southeast, so more kind of an inland direction here with a breezier west wind in the mountains. So locally, yes, we could be dealing with some of that. So just, you know, we'll keep you updated on it, but just be aware of that if you have any respiratory issues. For the beaches today, we'll be cooler. Clouds this morning, gradual clearing, low 70s, wave heights around 1 to 3 feet, some sets near 4 feet. So cooler at the beaches, mid 70s coastal communities. Look at the inland valleys today. 81 for high in Escondido, 81 Poway, 82 El Cajon. So it is going to be a cooler afternoon. And if you are heading to this USS Midway Museum right on top there, 23rd anniversary of the memorial of 9/11, temperatures will be in the mid 70s. That starts at 2:30. Look at the forecast into the weekend. We have an air quality alert for areas inland. This is one thing we're going to be watching today because of wildfire smoke, the smoke coming from those fires to our north. So I'll talk more about that coming up. But if you're about to step outside soon, we're cooler, mid 60s to upper 60s across much of the county right now. 58 degrees in Ramona, 68 downtown. It's going to be a cooler day. I'll show you that forecast. And as we head into the weekend coming up, let's get a check on the roads. Hey, Brooke.
Good morning, Sheena.
So the air quality is from that wildfire smoke is mostly going to be inland. Aside from that, we're a lot cooler today. You will definitely notice the change in temperatures today. This is going to continue into the weekend. The weekend's going to be unseasonably cool. And then wait until you see next week. Next week is going to be even cooler. So our heat wave is gone now. There's the poor air quality across Southern California shown by the gray. So here's a look at the fires up to our north. We have the airport fire, that's near Lake Elsinore. We have the line fire, that's the one near Big Bear. And then we have the bridge fire a little bit closer to LA. These are all very large, and this is all contributing to our poor air quality for the inland valleys, foothills, and mountains. So this is going to go through tomorrow morning. We'll be monitoring it very closely to see if it gets extended. But this is because of particle pollution due to that wildfire smoke. So if you have any respiratory issues, you certainly want to take precautions. If you smell smoke or see ashes in your inland especially, you want to keep your windows closed. For the inland locations, as we head through the day, our temperatures this morning are mostly in the mid 60s. We'll be around the upper 70s by noon, and then only around 80 degrees or maybe the low 80s through the afternoon. So this is going to put us close to 10 degrees below normal and about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. We'll be around 70 degrees by 7 p.m. So much cooler weather now taking over. I have a very sweet dog for adoption this morning as part of our Clear the Shelters. This is Slushy at Rancho Coastal Humane Society. Great Pyrenees mix here. Very cute, sweet dog looking for a loving home. If you'd like to adopt Slushy, head to Rancho Coastal Humane Society. For the afternoon, for the coast, we do have clouds this morning, but we'll see the gradual clearing. High temperatures of the coast will be closer to the mid 70s. Here's a look at the coast as we head through the next 4 days. Temperatures will be mostly in the mid 70s into the weekend to low 70s, and then 30 today. So nice weather for that too. It's going to be cooler, a lot cooler. This morning we're cooler too. We're in the mid 60s inland to mid to upper 60s at the coast. So you'll notice those cooler changes for today. This is going to carry across your entire week. And so finally, we are seeing the heat wave come to an end. For the inland valleys, we'll be seeing high temperatures around 80 degrees today. For the coast, mid 70s, mountains upper 70s, deserts around about 100 degrees. We have poor air quality. So this is something we're going to be watching throughout the day. This is because of all the wildfires up to our north. This smoke is going to be causing an air quality alert with possible particle pollution in our atmosphere for the Inland Valleys, Foothills Mountains, mostly due to wildfire smoke throughout the day today into early tomorrow. Temperature-wise, though, we're going to be in the mid-70s for the coast through the weekend, around 80 for the Inland Valleys through the weekend. Monday, we may have a slight chance of a shower that's going to come along with cooler temperatures. That's a cold front. Look at next week. That is going to be some fantastic weather feeling. I'll make a promise, though, about it not coming back because we know October can be very hot,
Are we going to see like
for now?
For now, yes. For now, we're good.
Are we going to see the boots now? You know how women
Maybe.
are just waiting,
especially next week, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
break into the
Why?
fall attire.
Is there
Well, it's going
rain?
to be cooler.
Oh,
Puffy jackets, maybe.
I'll wear one.
Puffy.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve. Yep, so here's what we have going on. Poor air quality for much of Southern California because of that wildfire smoke. It does extend into our county. Here are the active fires going on right now. We have the airport fire. This is close to Lake Elsinore. We have the line fire, the big one right near Big Bear, and then an even larger fire closer to the Los Angeles area, the bridge fire. The smoke is traveling into parts of our county, so that's why we're looking at an air quality alert for today through tomorrow morning. It's that particle pollution from that wildfire smoke. And aside from this, we have some cool temperatures too in the forecast. So I'll talk more about that and this air quality alert coming up, Steve. Overnight hours, Steve, and especially early next week. Wait until you see that cool down. Here's a live look out at Ocean Beach, where the clouds have been breaking up, gradual clearing at the coast. We did have the clouds around this morning. Now they're starting to really clear out, but you can see the sunshine there if you just look at the sand. So, yep, the beach is looking good. It's just not going to be as warm today along the coastline. We've been in the 80s recently. Today we're only going to be in about the low 70s. That's where we're at right now at the beaches. Low 70s, mid 70s coastal communities. For the Inland Valleys, we're only in the upper 70s to mid 70s right now, so this is a lot cooler than yesterday at this time. Look at the 24-hour temperature change. We're about 15 degrees cooler inland right now than we were yesterday at this time, and near the coast, right around 10 degrees cooler. So we're going to be a lot cooler as we head through today. El Cajon's at 75 degrees. Through the afternoon, we're really only going to be around 80 for a high temperature. This will put us close to 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. So really feeling a lot more comfortable today. So as we head through the rest of the afternoon, keep in mind we still do have the air quality alert inland. I'll talk more about that coming up. But then we have a cool down that's going to continue through the weekend. And next week, we're looking at even cooler weather in the forecast. So I'll show you all this with your 10-day forecast, and we'll talk more about that air quality alert coming up in just a bit. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Right now, it is making its way towards the coastline. You can see all the very heavy rain already moving into parts of Louisiana, and the center of it, it's going to be a little bit west of New Orleans. So this is going to continue to move on shore very soon. There's the center of it, so it hasn't made landfall just yet, but it will be very soon. Again, Category 1 storm. It's going to move on shore and then take a bit of a turn and kind of slow down, so it'll continue heading north. Much of the southeastern part of the country is going to continue to see the rain and storms from it. Locally, we don't have any rain here. We have something very different. Wildfires to our north. Poor air quality because of the smoke around much of Southern California. So locally, we have an air quality alert through tomorrow morning for the Inland Valleys, Foothills, and Mountains. These are the areas most likely to see particle pollution due to that wildfire smoke. So if you have respiratory issues like asthma or anything like that, or even the elderly, you want to take the proper precautions and not be outside for long periods of time. Maybe keep your windows closed too, especially if you do smell that wildfire smoke. Close those windows. For the Inland Valleys, as we head through the day, look at these temperatures. We're going to be a lot cooler this afternoon, around 80 for a high. Some areas inland, maybe only in the upper 70s. And then look at 8 o'clock tonight. Already in the 60s. It's going to be very comfortable overnight into tomorrow morning. Also for today, starting at 2:30 this afternoon, on top of the USS Midway Museum, 23rd anniversary memorial of 9/11. Temperatures will be in the mid 70s for that. If you're heading there, sunny skies will be around 80 in the mountains and deserts around 100 degrees. Coastal communities staying in the mid 70s. Future weather showing us dry this weekend. Early next week on Monday, we actually could see a rain chance, and it's going to be a lot cooler.
Quickly, it's always interesting
You didn't see that last part there.
when you see us here on
I
camera.
can still move, Marianne.
Sheena's not there, and we're seeing her out of the corner of our eye
now.
over here.
It's okay. I got all taken care of.
Just
Everything is just fine. No need to worry. But I will have the dog walking forecast